Welcome to the Houston High Hockey Live broadcast. I'm Isaac Smolden here in beautiful downtown Wasilla as the Hawks JV are going to take on the Colony Knights JV here at the Menard. Let's look at the starting lineups for the night. Starting for Colony, it's Dane Jelich on offense with Logan Frazian and Ethan Carenta. On defense, Blake Reed and Daphne Duke. In net tonight for the Colony Knights is Roman Shepard. And for your Hawks, starting on forward, it's going to be Blake Rogers centering Cody Dreyer and Aiden Ottengana. On defense starting is JP Nix and Kalen Norton. And starting in net tonight is going to be Riley Bollinger. Last game Hawks played ended up losing to Services JV team by a score of 4-1 at Ben Boeke. They'll look to turn it around here tonight against the Knights, as they're rocking most of their lineup, minus that of the seniors. We'll be right back in about 2 minutes with the opening puck drop for the first period. It's the Houston Hawks versus the Colony Knights at the Menard Sports Center on this beautiful November evening. We'll be right back.
Ladies and gentlemen, fans of all ages, welcome to Houston Hawks Hockey.
Welcome back to Houston High Hockey's live broadcast of the game between the Knights and the Hawks tonight at the Menard Center. We're about ready for the opening puck drop. It looks like Otengana is going to be centering Rogers and Austin Jones out there on forward. And for the Knights, it looks like we have a slight change in the roster as now they're going off the ice. So we are going to have that opening line out there for the Knights. Corenta centering Frazen and Jelic. Refs are finishing setting the nets. And we're getting lined up at center ice. Both goalies appear ready to go. Players are lined up, and here we go. Hawks win it back and pass it up to the red line as Rogers dumps it all the way into the attacking zone. Hawks go on the forecheck. Otengana waits in front to try to pick off the Colony defenseman back there. But Colony ends up with the puck and now gets it into the neutral zone. Off the skate of one of the Colony skaters, now carried back in by Rogers, but he'll lose it. It's out in the neutral zone. JP Nix dumps it in on net, and the Hawks will go on the attack. But it looks like we had a player offsides, and so we'll have an offsides call in the neutral zone here. Otengana's line still out there, going up against Corenta. Otengana wins the face-off again, and the Hawks will dump it in. Reed for the Knights passes all the way up into the neutral zone, and it's a 2-on-1 for the Knights. Passes in front, shot over the net. Hawks catch a break on that, as that could have been an early goal for the Knights. Puck still in front of the Houston's net, finally picked up by JP Nix, and he'll pass it up to Jones. Jones just misses it, and the puck will go all the way down. We'll have another stoppage in play for icing. Only 53 seconds have ticked off the clock so far, as the Hawks will change up lines, and now it's Riley Scott's line out there to take the face-off in the defensive zone. Scott will win the face-off back, but it's picked up by Colony. Now Porter Jones stops it in front and gives it up to Scott. Scott will carry it all the way up the far side. Looks like we might have a penalty coming up against the Knights. Pass to Cody Dreyer in front. He just misses the net. And now Colony will touch it up, and we'll have a tripping penalty against the Knights. Looks like it's going to be Corey Sanders heading to the box for the Knights. And the Hawks will go on an early power play here in the first period. Scott's line still out there as they lose the faceoff back to Colony. Play is dumped all the way down to be picked up by JP Nix behind his own net. Nix passes up to Isaiah Squires, and he'll try a pass up to Dreyer that just misses him. Out in the neutral zone now. JP Nix dumps it in. It's deflected off a Colony stick. Hits the netting. We'll have another stoppage in play. Sanders tripping. 2 minutes. Face off in the neutral zone. Scott still out there to take it. And he'll win it back all the way to his goaltender in the far zone. Riley Bollinger for the Hawks passes up to Squires on the point. He'll lose the puck. And now he's fighting for it with Diltz on the boards. Dumped back behind the Hawks net, picked up by JP Nix. He'll pass all the way to Squires on the far side, and Squires will pass up to Scott, and the Hawks will attack the zone. Scott on the hash marks, passes up to JP Nix on the point. Nix with a shot, blocked by Diltz. Diltz now in his own corner. Scramble, puck gets up to Nix on the point. He'll take another shot, saved by Shepard. Good save there for the Knights. 1:02 remaining in the Hawks power play. And we'll have an offensive zone faceoff. Otengana take the faceoff. He'll lose it to Colony. Fike gets the puck behind his net and sends a slap shot all the way down the ice to clear the zone. Bollinger behind the net, out to play the puck. He tries to pass it up, and it's off the skate of one of the Colony defenders. Lucky break there for the Hawks as he wasn't able to get possession. Now Fike again dumps it into the Hawks zone. He's in the corner with it. Still has the puck. JP Nix loses his stick. Fike wheels to the other corner and dumps it back in. JP Nix picks up his stick, but he's beaten to the play by Jelic. Jelic to Fike, knocked off the stick by Aiden Ottengana. Puck again in the corner. Ottengana and Rogers having a bit of a snafu on who's going to pick that puck up, and now Colony has it on the far side. It's Fike in the Hawks corner again with the puck. Hawks with only 14 seconds remaining on the power play. Hawks hits Norton in the corner, and the puck is passed up to Jelic in the slot, but a save by Bollinger. Now Rogers tries to dump out, stopped on the point, and dumped back in, and Nix will pick it up and take it in the neutral zone. Nix moves through the neutral zone all the way in, takes a shot that goes wide of the net. Rogers in the neutral zone for the Hawks. Tries to touch it off, but it's dumped into the Hawks' end. Nate Hutchinson behind loses it to Carenta, and now it's sent to the other side for the Knights. Tries a centering pass broken up by the Hawks defenseman. Picked up by Brendan Creed. Puck will just get outside the zone. And now it's dumped back in for Colony. Picked up on the boards by Frazen. He takes a shot, blocked by Nate Hutchinson. Colony has it in the neutral zone, and they'll pass up to Carenta, who breaks it into the zone. He's got lots of time and space. He fires a shot right into the chest of Bollinger. Plays dumped back behind the Hawks net and picked up by Hutchinson. Hutchinson pins his man to the boards but loses the puck, and the puck is passed up to the Knights' point and dumped in. Ryder Donnelly knocks it out of the air for the Hawks but fails to clear the zone, and it's dumped back into the corner. Donnelly behind the net fighting for the puck but loses it in the corner, and now Nate Hutchinson goes for a big check. He's knocked off the puck. Logan Shivers moves up on the puck, but he loses out to the Colony Knights defenseman, but the puck is sent just out of the zone, and Colony will now have to break it back in. It's Carenta with the puck. He's got lots of time in the slot. Shot! They score. Carenta given lots of space right in front, and he fires a shot that trickles through the 5-hole of Riley Bollinger for the Knights' first goal. Neither Hawks defenseman stepped up there and let Carenta get a wide open shot, so Colony will go up by 1, as we'll have another face-off at center ice that the Hawks will win. Hawks looking to break it in. It's Riley Scott's line out there. Puck is dumped back to JP Nix on his own blue. He'll look to carry it up. He loses the puck, and now will have to regroup. Porter Jones gets it, tries to pass up, knocked off the stick by Holman for the Knights. And now it's in the Hawks zone. Colony on the boards, pass up to the point. It's Fike. Fike passes back, shot deflected over the net. Colony still with the puck, fighting for it in the slot. Fike picks it up, steps through 2 Houston defenders, but he's knocked off the puck by JP Nix. Fike still remains with the puck, though, and tries to pass in deep. That's blocked off by Cody Dreyer. And now Riley Scott will pick it up, but he's knocked off the play by Fike, and the Knights will keep it in the Hawks' end. Scrum at the top of the circle, carried in by the Knights, and Bollinger tries for a poke check and loses his stick. Now Squires will pick it up on the Hawks' blue line. He'll get it out of the zone, but he's cut off by the Knights, and a huge hit by JP Nix. He absolutely reefs Holman. The Hawks dump it down into the Colony zone. It's picked up by the Colony defenseman. And he'll whiff on a pass, but remains with the puck and passes up to Holman on the blue line. Holman loses the puck, and now we have a 2-on-1 for the Hawks. Rogers steps into the zone, but Ottengana is about 3 inches ahead of that blue line, so we'll have an offside play in the neutral zone. Only count the shots if they hit the net. Neutral zone face-off. Ottengana to take it. He'll win it back for the Hawks to Nate Hutchinson. Hutchinson tries a dump, but it's blocked by Bale for Colony. He ends up with the puck all the way in, fires a shot that's just blocked aside by Bollinger. Now Ottengana has it for the Hawks in the neutral zone. He'll carry it all the way in, tries a drop pass, picked off. Picked up by Sanders for the Knights. She'll step in and fire one wide of the net. And now Reed for the Knights has it in the corner. He'll dump it down. Picked up by Caitlin Norton in the far corner. She'll try to pass it up, and it'll just sneak by the stick of Bale for the Knights all the way down. Hawks looking for a line change here. Connor Boyd's now out on the ice. Looks to forecheck as Colony tries to attack the zone, but looks like Carenta's going to be just offsides. We'll have a neutral zone faceoff. 5:18 remaining in the first period. Knights are up by 1. Kinley Scott centering Connor Boyts and Trace Merrigan out for the Hawks. And Scott will lose the faceoff back to Colony. Colony now has it at the blue, just outside. Carenta looks to regroup. He passes back, and the Knights go on the attack. Carried into the zone on the far side, tries to pass up, intercepted by Boyts. Boyts passes it off to Kinley Scott. They'll clear the zone, the Knights will regroup. Dumped in, picked up by Ryder Donnelly, stopped the poke through there, and he'll clear the zone. Now Trace Merrigan has it on a one-on-one opportunity. He carries it into the zone, loses it at the blue, and passes down all the way in. And he scores! Trace Merrigan scores! What a goal for the Hawks! Trace Merrigan with his first ever high school goal as he dumps it in from the blue line and scores through the 5-hole of Roman Shepherd. What a goal for the Hawks! Trace Merrigan. The Hawks will tie it up in the first. And now Riley Scott's line is out there at neutral zone. What a goal for the Hawks. Cody Dreyer hits him on the boards, and the Hawks will fight for it. Now carried in by Colony. Donnelly steps up, misses, shot wide of the net. Isaiah Squires in his own corner, tries to pass up, and hit by Riley Scott on the boards on Ewing. Now Fike has it in the corner. He'll pass it to the middle, but it's intercepted by Scott, and the Hawks will clear the zone. Colony dumps it back in. Bollinger behind his net to play the puck. JP Nix picks it up, passes up to Dreyer on the wing. Dreyer steps to the middle and passes to Scott. Scott is knocked off the puck by Diltz. Diltz the Fike in the middle. Fight neutral, and they send it to the slot and score. That's going to be a goal of Holman from Fike and Reed. And Colony will go up 2-1. Tic-tac-toe play there by the Knights, as there's no one in the slot to stop the easy tap-in by Holman. So the Knights will go back up 2-1. Ottengana's line out there now, and the puck is dumped in. Hutchinson misses the check. Colony keeps it. Now Porter Jones goes in for the check. We're going to have a penalty against Porter Jones, as he looks like an interference call for a bit of a late hit against Jones. So we're going to have a defensive zone face-off for the Hawks. Out there killing will be Ottengana and Rogers with Nix and Hutchinson on defense. Bale, Sanders, and Mantuitz out there for the Knights. Up at the point now as they won the face-off. Tried to pass to Sanders off her skate. Hutchinson looks to clear, but it's knocked off the stick by Sanders. Now Ottengana attacks Ewing, but Ewing steps through and fires a shot, saved by Bollinger. He'll freeze it there. We'll have a defensive zone face-off. Colony been applying plenty of pressure in this first period as the Hawks have not been able to clear the zone. Face-off lost by Ottengana. And now the Knights have it on the point. Passed in and behind the net as Nix picks it up. He'll send it to the far side, but it's picked up on the point by Ewing. Ewing dumps it down for the Knights into the corner. And it's passed back up, but the puck will just escape that zone and be fired all the way down. Ottengana forechecking Reed. He'll circle back out. Now the Knights start the offensive rush. Tipped by Bale at the red line, but will have an icing as he tipped it just behind that red line. And we'll have a neutral zone faceoff for the Hawks. Or excuse me, an offensive zone faceoff for the Hawks. 3:04 remaining in the first period. Hawks trail by a score of 2-1. We've got 1:13 left in the Knights power play. Scott loses the faceoff, and the Knights will break it out. Passed across to Frazen. He'll carry it into the zone. Tries a centering pass, broken up by Scott. Puck squirts to the slot, but Jellick isn't able to get a hold on it. Now Squires has it, going on a one-on-one, steps into the zone. He's knocked off the puck by the Knights defenseman. The puck's in the corner. Now Scott moves in to assist, and we're going to have a penalty against Riley Scott off a check. Could be a check from behind. Oh, instead, we're going to have a slash. Interesting call here. Don't know who it's against. And it looks like we're actually going to have a penalty against Colony for the slash. As Squires was skating into the zone, he was caught from behind by one of the Colony skaters with the stick-on-stick contact. It's going to be against Jellick of Colony, so now we'll have a 4-on-4 opportunity here. And it's sent all the way down, but deflected. It looks like the refs are having a bit of a discussion about whether it was tipped or not. Looks like we'll have the face-off in the Hawks offensive zone, so they're going to call it icing off the 4-on-4. Hawks will have a power play here for about a minute and 18 seconds, looks like. Face-off won by the Knights and broken out. Scott went in for the hit and caught Correnta, knocking him off the puck, and the puck remains in the Colony's defensive zone. Now wheeled around and passed up. Norton there to break up the play. But puck is picked up by Correnta and carried into the Hawks' defensive zone. Tried to center, blocked by Squires. Now the Hawks will break it out. Pass up to Scott through his skates, and Colony will pick it up on the red and dump it all the way down. Bollinger stops it behind his net, picked up by JP Nix. Nix passes up to Squires. Squires over to Ottengana. The Hawks are now full strength, and Ottengana will carry it in for the Hawks. He fires a shot that's easily knocked aside by Shepard. Colony looks to break it out. Passes up, knocked off the stick by Ottengana. Ottengana picks it up and passes back to Nix, and the Hawks will regroup. Nix passes over to Hutchinson. Hutchinson loses the puck there to Frazen. Frazen passes to the middle, but looks like Diltz can't get a hold on it. Ottengana passes up, picked up on the high circle there by Austin Jones and dumped out. Now Colony defenseman has it on his own blue. He'll pass up to Fike. Fike up to Diltz. Diltz steps into the offensive zone. He's knocked off the puck there by JP Nix, but he picks it up and fires a shot that's knocked aside by Bollinger. Now Rogers has it. He'll pass up to Ottengana. Ottengana dumps it all the way down. Picked up behind the net by a Colony defenseman. It's Bradley Amato with it. He carries it through the neutral zone. Steps into the Hawks offensive zone. Wheels to the slot. Fires a shot. Saved by Bollinger. Now picked up by Fike in the slot. He wheels around, has lots of room. He's at the top of the circle, tries to pass up. Colony goes full strength as the Hawks will try to clear the zone, but picked up by Fike again. Fike now in the slot, will dump it all the way down, and Norton behind the net to try to play it up. He tries to dump around. Diltz hits it with a skate up to the Colony defenseman, and now they'll dump it into the other corner. Jellick in the corner for Colony, looking to wheel it out to the slot. Play broken up by Bollinger's stick, but picked up in the slot by Ewing. They score. 8.1 seconds left as Brett Ewing for Colony picks up the puck of the slot off of a pass from Diltz in the corner, and Colony will go up another goal. Just 8 seconds remaining in this first period. Kinley Scott out with Logan Shivers and Trace Merrigan. Scott will win the faceoff, but now it's picked up by Fike and carried into the zone. Logan Shivers recovers, tries to dump it out, kept in by Colony, and play will expire in the first period. So after one, it's Colony 3, Hawks 1. We'll be right back with those stats and the second period of hockey. It's the Houston High Hockey live broadcast from the Menard Center as the Hawks take on the Colony Knights. Welcome back to the Houston High Hockey live radio broadcast. We're here at the Menard Center as the Hawks take on Colony's JV. Hawks trailing by a score of 3-1 right now. Hawks had one goal in that period. It was Trace Merrigan unassisted as he fired one from the blue line backhand and scored the goal on Shepard. The Knights had 3 goals. The most recent one being Ewing from Dilts that put the Knights up by 2. Hawks really looking to apply some more offensive pressure. They spent most of the period in their own zone. Looking for a turnaround here in the second. And some more pressure on Sanders, the Colony goalie. Looks like the Hawks will be switching up goalies. Josh Smolden will be in net for the Hawks this period. And then Bollinger will start the third for the Hawks. Goalie coach Jones looking to give both goalies a little bit more playing time in this JV game. So we're back at center ice and ready for the start of the second period. We'll be right back with the Hawks live radio broadcast from the Menard. Houston iHockey live radio broadcast as the Hawks win the faceoff. Back to Nix, but he loses the puck, and Dilt steps in and fires a shot. It looks like it's going to be a goal. Dilts went in on a breakaway and fired a backhand on Smolden. Smolden went full splits to try to save it, and he was either poke-checked or pushed back into the net, but that puck ended up just past the goal line somehow. Knights get an early goal here to go up 4-1. So now Ottengana will take the faceoff in the offensive zone. Or excuse me, the neutral zone. Colony up now by a score of 4-1. Just 7 seconds into the first period that goal came. And the Hawks will win it back to JP Nix. Austin Jones carries it into Ottengana. Ottengana in the slot whiffs on the shot and is picked up by Fike and sent the other way. Fike moves through the neutral zone into the Hawks defensive zone. Centers it to Dilts. Wide open save by Smolden. Great save there by Josh Smolden as Fike passed it across to Dilts on the far side, who put a backhand right into Smolden's stomach for the easy save. Knights really pounding the Hawks defensively right now. We'll have a defensive zone faceoff. It's Scott out there. He wins the faceoff to Dreyer, but the pass is sent up to the slot and saved by Smolden. Dreyer tried a centering pass, but it was picked up by Holman in the slot, who fired a shot and a save by Smolden. So now we'll have another defensive zone faceoff. Lost by Scott up to Ewing on the blue line and dumped into the Hawks corner. Big hit there by Squires, and the puck is dumped outside the zone. Now Reed for the Knights sends it up to Fike. He'll deflect it into the zone. Knights again on the forecheck. Jones behind his own net, passes up to Squires. Squires tried to send it to Scott on the hash mark, but the Knights win the battle on the hash marks. Passed up to Fike. Fike shoots, he scores. Fike goes top cheese off of a pass right to the slot, and the Knights have another one. We're only a minute into this second period. Knights are peppering the Hawks. And almost all the shots have been from the slot. Bale wins the faceoff for the Knights. And now they'll pick it up and dump it in. Bale behind the net of the Hawks in the corner now. Dreyer moves in for the check. He'll knock him down. Up at the point now, deflected wide of the net. Puck is passed in front, but broken up by Donnelly, the Hawks defenseman. And now Scott will have it, but he'll lose it up to the Knights defenseman, Bradley Amato. Puck in the far corner. Nix picks it up. He'll dump it out to the neutral zone. Dreyer fighting for it. He'll try to pass it up, but it's sent into the Hawks defensive zone again. On the far side, Squares picks it up and passes up to Kinley Scott. Play broken up there by Sanders. Puck in the corner now. Donnelly heads in, misses the check, and the puck is sent up to the blue line, but the Colony Knights defenseman will miss it. Duke looks like, and it'll go all the way down. Now Colony looks to break it up, passes up, Donnelly stops it, and it's passed out to the far side. Squires gets a line change as the puck moves into the Hawks defensive zone, picked up by Carenta. Carenta wheels past Donnelly, passes across to the slot, saved by Smolden. And puck is still loose somehow. As Smolden saved one of the slot, it must have been trickling behind him. Play goes on and dumped all the way down. That was a dicey one for the Hawks. We're going to have an icing on that call in a defensive zone faceoff. Smolden made the initial save, trickled through his legs and behind him, and ended up being dumped out by Connor Boytz. So a defensive zone faceoff now for the Hawks. It's Ottengana's line out there again. Carenta, Jellick, and Frazian out there for the Knights. Puck is deflected off into the far side. Picked up by Carenta. He sends it to the slot to Jellick, wide of the net. Another shot from the slot for Colony. Passed up to Ewing, intercepted by Rogers. Now Rogers has got a breakaway. He's 1-on-0 with the goalie, 2 defensemen coming down on him. They'll knock the puck off his stick just before he can get that shot. And we're going to have a penalty against Colony for a hook. It's going to be on Ewing. And the Hawks will go on the power play. Defensive zone faceoff now for the Hawks. 9:04 remaining in this second period. Hawks could really use a goal. They're trailing by a score of 5-1. Great chance to turn it around as Ottengana, Austin Jones, and Blake Rogers are out there on offense. Nix and Norton on defense. And they'll start the power play. Jones just misses a pass that was in the slot, and it's dumped all the way down by Reed, the Colony Knights defenseman. Now Norton and Holman are fighting for it in the far corner, and Holman will win the battle. Norton in the corner, knocks it off his stick, knocked down by Norton. Norton picks it up behind the net, or excuse me, Holman for the Knights picks it up behind the net, and dumped behind to be picked up by JP Nix. Nix on the far side makes a hit on Diltz, and there's a scrum in the corner that's eventually picked up by the Knights. It's Holman again, passes down to Diltz. Diltz in the corner. He looks to find some time. He's got lots of space now. Tries to flip it, picked up by Nix. Now Nix passes it behind his own net to be picked up by Ottengana. Ottengana sends it all the way around. Now Rogers has it on his skate. He passes up to Austin Jones, but she'll lose it to Reed, the Colony Knights defenseman. Now Rogers loses the battle there to Diltz, and the puck is sent all the way down. Holman picks it up behind the net and wheels it up to the hash marks. Now he has lots of time on the neutral zone, or excuse me, on the hash marks. It's in the corner now. Picked up by Rogers. Hawks look to break it out. Broken up by Diltz. Colony retains the puck. Shot, saved by Smolden with the leg. Picked up by Diltz in the corner. Knights really working the Hawks right now. And it's eventually passed up to Austin Jones, so they're able to clear the zone. Only 24 seconds remaining on the Hawks power play. Puck is dumped into Reed. He passes up to Fike. Scott almost poke checks it past for the breakaway, but just missed it there. Now Dreyer has it and passes up to Squires. Squires will dump it down. Only 10 seconds remaining in the Hawks power play. Picked up by Reed in the corner. He'll flip it out and stopped by Hutchinson on the red. He tries to dump it past, but it's stopped by Fike. Now Fike moves into the zone, but Hutchinson knocks it off his stick. Knights are finally full strength. 6:57 remaining in the second period. JP Nix stands up Fike on a check and knocks him to the ground. Puck sent to the far side. Now Hutchinson has it. Hutchinson looks to pass it up, intercepted by Fike. Fike in the corner, broken up by Hutchinson, and now picked up by Riley Scott behind his own net. Scott passes up to Squires. Squires across to Dreyer, and Dreyer gets tripped by the blue line. Picked up by the Knights defense and dumped back in. Hutchinson goes for a check. Fike just sneaks past him, and now he tries to center, broken up by Smolden. Shot from the point of the Knights goes wide, and Fike will have it in the corner. He tries to step through. It's broken up. Picked up by Jelk on the hash marks. He passes to Fike. Fike tries to pass it to Carenta on the far side, but the puck will just go past. Now Hutchinson has it behind his own net. He's knocked off by Jellick. They're fighting for it in the corner. And Cody Dreyer will pick it up on the far side. He tries a dump out, stopped there by Duke, the defenseman for Colony. Up to Carenta in the slot. Pass down, saved by Smolden. Squires battling forward on the far side. He's hit by Carenta. And now Scott will eventually pick it up and carry it through the neutral zone. Scott with the puck, dumps it down, and the Hawks will get a change. Now Duke for the Knights picks it up in the back of the zone. Passes up to Fike. Fike in the neutral zone, skating it up for the Knights. Fike steps in and fires a shot that's knocked aside by Smolden. Carenta ends up with the puck behind the net, tries a centering attempt that just misses the stick of Sanders. Trace Merrigan has it, 1 goal tonight, surely looking for another. But now picked up by Bradley Amato in the neutral zone and carried through. Bradley Amato steps in, shoots, and deflected by Porter Jones, the Hawks defenseman, up and nabbed by Smolden's glove for a face-off. 5:08 remaining in the second period. Hawks will take a defensive zone face-off here. Kinley Scott centering Logan Shivers and Trace Merrigan in the defensive zone. Hawks are missing a defenseman here. This could be trouble. Eventually one is thrown out. No delay of game penalty is called. Now the faceoff is won by Kinley Scott, but picked off by Bale. Now Colin will dump it to the far corner. Kinley Scott battling for it. Picked up by Bale. Bale passes up to Reed, but the puck gets by into the neutral zone. Reed across to Ewing. Ewing for the Knights carries it into the neutral zone and dumps it in. Centering pass just misses Bale's stick. Logan Shivers in the corner. Now Kinley Scott knocks Sanders off the puck. They're fighting for it. Still applying pressure to Sanders as Sanders dishes it up to Ewing. Fires a shot, saved by Smolden. Colony have fired plenty of shots, but other than a questionable early goal off a breakaway and a nice shot from Fike from the slot, Smolden's been pretty good at nabbing those tricklers that have bounced past the Hawks defense. 4:26 remaining, defensive zone faceoff. And now Rogers for the Hawks carries it up. He tries to step through, but he's stiff-armed by Reed. We're going to have a penalty on Reed for what looks like an interference. Rogers tried to step through and was held up by Blake Reed, the Colony Knights defenseman. So the Hawks will go on the power play. They'll send out Ottengana with Rogers and William Mackey out there on forward, with Jones and Hutchinson on defense. Ottengana wins the faceoff back to Jones, but Jones just loses it out to the neutral zone. He'll pass it up to Mackey. Mackey fighting for it on the blue line. But now it's picked up by Colony and passed across to Ewing. Ewing carries it up for Colony through the neutral zone, steps into the Hawks D zone. Still carrying it in the corner. He's hit by Rogers, but maintains possession of that puck into the far side. Now he's being attacked by Jones, but still has it. We're going to have a tripping penalty on Jones as Jones's stick just got under the skate of Ewing. And play will freeze, and Porter Jones will go to the box. So we'll have 4-on-4 for a minute 28 with just 3:46 remaining in this second period. And a defensive zone faceoff for the Hawks. Ottengana, Rogers, Nixon, Norton all out there killing. And we're 4-on-4. Norton picks up the puck and passes it behind to Nix. Nix fighting for it there with Holman. He pins him and let Rogers pick up the puck. Now Rogers loses it back to Holman on the hash marks. Ottengana there to break up the play, and now it's picked up by Rogers, dumped out. Picked up by Bradley Amato in the neutral zone, but now Ottengana knocks it off his stick. Ottengana carries it into the offensive zone. He passes up to Rogers. Rogers dumps it down to Ottengana. Ottengana in the corner for the Hawks in the offensive zone. Steps behind, pass to Rogers in the front. Saved by the goalie for the Knights, Shepard. And it looks like we're going to have another penalty. This one's on Aiden Ottengana for a trip. So now we'll be 4-on-3. For 52 seconds, and then we'll have a 5-on-3 power play that the Hawks will need to kill off. 3:10 remaining in this second period. Scott, Norton, and Nix out there killing. It's a 4-on-3 as the Knights win the faceoff. Passed up to Bradley Amato. He fires a shot that's knocked aside by Norton. Good blocked shot. Now Scott tries to break it up, but Fike puts one past Smolden. And the Knights will put another one up on the board. Centering pass to Fike as he's all alone there. And he fires one just past Smolden's leg pad as Smolden was moving across. So we're going to have 4-on-4 hockey for 42 seconds. Face-off is stopped as looks like they're trying to figure out the scoreboard. Have a bit of a delay here. Looks like they figured it out. And now Scott and Fike will take the face-off in the center. Fike pokes it through, and it's picked up by Jellick of the Knights. He passes, or actually shoots up on Smolden, and Smolden makes the save with his shoulder. Fike was coming in for the rebound, but Squires and Hutchinson do a good job of defending their goalie there and push him away. So we'll have a defensive zone face-off. Scott in his defensive zone loses it, and Jellick fires a shot that goes wide of the net. Hawks tried to center it right to Jellick in the slot, who fires another shot on Smolden, but Smolden will make the save.
Start counting those shots, so you know how many there are.
Fike and Scott again to take the face-off. We're still 4-on-4 here, another 28 seconds. Fike fires one that goes wide. And now Isaiah Squires is fighting on it on the far hash. Picked up by Fike. Passes across to Duke, the Colony defenseman. She'll carry it all the way down to the corner and center it. Right to Jellick. Knights will get it up to the point and fire one that's knocked aside by Smolden. Now Riley Scott battles for it, but the Knights have it again on the point. They'll fire a shot. Good blocked shot by Squires' stick. But now Colony is going on the power play for 1 minute and 4 seconds. Scott with the puck in the neutral zone, knocked off the stick by Reed. He'll carry it up and sends it back as Colony regroups. Jellick and Fike now up there for Colony. Fike lets the pass go through. And Norton will knock it off his stick. Riley Scott with the puck tries to center it to Rogers, but now Jellick picks it up and passes to Fike. Fike to Jellick, shot, saved by Smolden. Hawks try to clear, picked up by Fike. Fike shoots, another save by Smolden. Carenta in the corner, passes it up, picked up by Scott behind his own net. Riley Scott moves it, tries to get it out of the zone. It's on the blue line now, and the Knights will just keep it in. Finally broken out, and Scott will forecheck. He'll poke it out to Ewing and get a line change. Now Ewing carries it in. 10 seconds remaining in the power play. Ewing, he's hit by a tag team of Norton and Nix and knocked off the puck. Knights have it on the far side. Pass to the slot, broken up by Rogers. Centering attempt, now kept up by Carenta and saved by Smolden. And the rebound is just knocked off. Carenta again with the puck. Looks like we're going to have another penalty against the Hawks. This time it's an interference. This time it's against JP Nix, the Hawks defenseman. And just after killing the 5-on-3, the Hawks will again go on the penalty kill. Good kill there for the Hawks. They'll have to do it again, at least for the end of this period, if they hope to keep the Knights scoreless. Kinley Scott with Isaiah Squires out there to kill. And it's passed up to Ewing off a Colony face-off win. Ewing wheels it into the corner. He centers it up. Broken up by Smolden's stick. Now Kinley Scott in the far corner picks it up. Tries to dump it out, but now Ewing ends up with it on the point. He shoots and it's blocked by Isaiah Squires' skate. He'll dump it all the way down. Good clear for the Hawks. 39 seconds remaining in the second period. Reed gets it behind the net, and Squires tries to chase, but he's fooled by the pass. Ewing for the Knights dumps it all the way in, and now Bale picks it up in the corner. He wheels it around, tries a wrap around, saved by Smolden, puck gets out. And now Isaiah Squires will dump it all the way down for the Hawks. 17 seconds remaining in the second period. Knights behind their own net elect to stop and size up their options with just 11 seconds remaining now. Knights break it to the neutral zone, picked up by Sanders. She steps into the zone with 5 seconds remaining. Sanders across, shot, saved by Smolden, and time will expire. The Knights put another 3 up on the board as the Hawks are now trailing by a score of 5 at the end of the second period. It's the Knights 6, the Hawks 1. This is the Houston Hawks live radio broadcast. Welcome back to Houston High Hockey's live radio broadcast of the game between the Knights and the Hawks. Hawks got outshot that period 19-2, and it showed on the scoreboard with 3 goals from Colony. As we get ready for this third period of hockey, due to time restraints, we're only having an 8-minute period, looks like. Riley Bollinger will go back in net for the Hawks. Smolden allowed 3 goals on those 19 shots. And the Hawks will start off on the kill off a JP Nix penalty. We'll be right back with the start of the third period. Hawks still trail by 5. Hawks 1, Knights 6. Welcome back to the Houston High Hockey's live radio broadcast of the game between the Hawks and the Knights here at the Menard this lovely November evening. Hawks down by a score of 6-1. Neutral zone faceoff for the third. Won by Colony, and we're underway. Rogers picks it up and dumps it back. Good play there. Knights regroup. Pass up to Sanders in the neutral zone. She passes it up to Bale. Bale steps in for the Knights to the slot. Picked up by Sanders, and she fires one wide of the net. Now Ottengano will try to clear, picked up on the point by Bradley Amato, deflected into the net. They score again. Bradley Amato fired a shot from the point that looks to have deflected off the skate of Nate Hutchinson, the Houston defenseman. So credit that goal to Bradley Amato as the Knights put up another early goal. That'll take care of the Hawks penalty kill, though. And Riley Scott is now out there, but it looks like he's going to be sent off the ice for some sort of equipment failure. Possibly with the helmet, as he's going all the way off the ice to fix the problem, possibly. We'll see if he returns in this third period. In any case, Blake Rogers now out there to take the face-off for the Hawks. He'll lose it as Colony poke checks it through. Rogers passes up. Picked up by Duke, the Colony defenseman. Passed across to Bradley Amato. Amato up to Holman. Knocked off his skate. He'll dump it in for the Knights. JP Nix passes across to Isaiah Squires. And now Squires takes it up for the Hawks in the neutral zone. Squires still with the puck. Good play there. Back to Duke, the Colony defenseman. Now Rogers is in the neutral zone. He passes back to Porter Jones. Jones sends it up to Rogers. They'll dump it over to Bradley Amato. The Knights will regroup, and the Hawks will get a line change. Now Colony has it. They attack the zone. Steps into the slot. Shot deflected up and over the net. JP Nix with a hit there will knock one of those Knights off the puck. Now Fike stands Squires up on a hit as Squires gets knocked to the ice, and it's picked up by Diltz. Diltz fires from the high slot, and it's smothered by Bollinger. 6:43 remaining in the third. We'll have a defensive zone face-off here. Kinley Scott to take the face-off. She's out there with Merrigan and Boitzy. And now the Knights have it on the point. It's Jellick up to the point. Now back to Jellick in the corner. Jellick tries a centering pass. Stopped by Bollinger. He'll flick it off to the hash marks. Now Boytz steps up on Ewing. Ewing dumps it down to Carenta. Carenta and Donnelly fighting for it in the corner. And Boytz passes up to the point and fails to clear the zone just barely. Donnelly with the puck tries to pass it up to the point now. Boytzy fighting for it. Back in the corner for Donnelly. Donnelly and Jellick fighting for the puck. Jellick picks it up in the corner. Donnelly is helped out by Kinley Scott. The puck will squirt up to Bollinger. He'll freeze it there for the faceoff. So Riley Scott's now back out on the ice. Looks like whatever issue was had has been resolved. He'll take the face-off. He's out there with Jones and Squires. Play is dumped into the zone for the Knights. It's Carenta in the Hawks' defensive zone corner. Good stop by Scott to knock the pass off, and picked up by Norton in the slot. Hawks chip it out. Now Scott has it. He'll step through. And it's picked up by Jellick for the Knights as he passes up. And the puck will get all the way down. Picked up by JP Nix. Tries a pass up to Jones that'll just miss her stick and go all the way down the ice. Shepard is out to play the puck, so there'll be no icing on the play. And now Ewing has it behind his own net. He passes up to the hash marks. Knights break it out over to JP Nix. And now he'll try to dump it up for the Hawks. He gets it to Ottengana, but the pass will get knocked off the stick there by Frazen, and Colleen will regroup. Hawks forechecking here. Dreyer knocks the puck off the stick. Picked up by Blake Rogers. Rogers loses it over to the Knights. Now it's picked up by Bale. He'll have a one-on-one with the goalie. Fires a shot, knocked aside by Bollinger's glove. Ottengana picks it up and passes to Rogers. Rogers tries a centering pass that gets sent to Sanders. We're going to have a penalty on the Knights here, as Ottengana was taken down by Sanders. And it'll be a hooking on Corey Sanders of the Knights. So the Hawks will go on the power play with just 4:42 remaining in this third period. Looks like they're sending Ottengana, Rogers, and Squires out there for the power play with Nix and Hutchinson on defense. Ottengana to take the face-off. And he lost it back to the Knights, and they'll ice it. Bollinger out there to play the puck. Sends it to Nix. Nix behind his own net now. Circles around. He'll lose that Colony forward. And he'll pass up to Rogers, but Rogers deflects it to the Colony defenseman. Hawks have it in the neutral zone. Passed up to Rogers. Rogers falls down on the play. Now there's a scrum on the boards for the puck. Colony will win it, but toss it right back in there. And eventually the puck is sent back to Nate Hutchinson. Picked up by Ottengana. He looks to pass up to Squires. Squires steps into the Colony zone. He'll knock down that Colony defenseman. And now the Knights have it on the hash marks. Hawks still fighting for it. Ottengana loses the battle to Bale, and Bale will ice it all the way down. 1:06 remaining in this power play. Nix has it behind his own net. Nix taking his time. He steps out from behind the net and passes up to Squires. Squires is tripped up there and passes up to Logan Shivers. Logan Shivers to Aiden Ottengana. Ottengana sends it back to the Colony defenseman and gets a line change. Now Colony is on the forecheck as Holman steps into the offensive zone. He's got it in the corner. Wheels around. He's got lots of time. He passes up to Bradley Amato on the point. Amato carries it down into the corner for the Knights, behind the Hawks net. He's hit by Hutchinson. That'll knock him off the puck. Now Brendan Creed has the puck, but Amato takes it off his stick, and the Knights fire one wide of the net. Up at the point now for the Knights. Fires one right into Bollinger's stomach, and he'll freeze it there. Looks like Bollinger and Smolden are going to switch it up now with 3 minutes remaining in the second period. Both of them played pretty all-right games, in my opinion. But the Hawks have been shelled by the Knights. Hawks win it. Scott has it and dumps it up through the neutral zone. And now he'll forecheck hard. Stopped there by Reed. And Reed is, again, hit by Scott. The play is dumped into the Hawks' offensive zone. Picked up behind the net. Isaiah Squires forechecking. Knights will pass up to the hash marks. William Mackey makes a good play to break up that pass. And now Sanders has it behind her own net. Isaiah Squires steps down on the forecheck, misses the check. Now Fike has it. He passes up. Norton is stepped by Diltz. Diltz fires one high and wide. Puck is stuck on the back of the Hawks net. We'll have a defensive zone face-off as the Knights are now full strength. Hawks have played a bit of a better third period here. Definitely some more offensive possession. Looks like they actually have a neutral zone face-off, as it was deemed the Knights knocked that onto the back of the net. Ottengana, Rogers, and Dreyer out there. Ottengana makes a good face-off win back to Ryder Donnelly. Puck just outside the Hawks blue line as a bit of a scrum is developing. Picked up by Frazen for the Knights. He steps into the slot and fires one, knocked aside by Smolden. Now Jellick has it in the far corner. He's pinned there by Nix and Dreyer off a tag team. Dreyer had another hit on Jellick, but the puck gets packed up to the point. Saved by Smolden. Another save by Smolden. Smolden makes the initial save. Puck bounces out to Frazen, who fires off a backhand that's knocked aside by Smolden's leg pad. 1:45 remaining in the third period, as the Hawks will take a defensive zone faceoff. It's Kinley Scott out there with Boitzy and Merrigan. Kinley's knocked off by Carenta, and a centering pass is broken up by JP Nix. Boitzy now has it. He passes up to the point. And now Frazen has it in the Hawks defensive zone. Jellick steps to the middle. A save is made by Smolden, and Merrigan ends up with the puck. Passes up to Boitzy, and it just bounces over his stick. Merrigan now fighting for it. Play is dumped into Donnelly. Donnelly hits it off the glass and out. Now Ewing has it for the Knights, and he'll dump it in. Ewing steps in, into the corner. Passes out in front, and Carenta couldn't finish. Almost another goal there for the Knights. Jellick centers it. A shot is knocked aside by Smolden, and then Carenta fires a shot that's knocked aside by Smolden's glove. Behind the net is Jellick, knocked off the play by Kinley Scott. Scott up to Boitz on the hash marks. Scott now in the corner. Tries to pass up, but Reed knocks it off the stick. She looks to clear. She takes down Carenta on the wing. A shot and a save by Smolden. Now Ewing on the far side in the corner. JP Nix knocks it off his stick. Hawks look to clear. Nix passes over to Boitz, and Boitz will send it out to the neutral zone for the clear. Now Boitz has it in the neutral zone as he picks it up. He looks to pass, but it's broken up by Carenta. Brendan Creed has the puck, but it's picked up by Carenta, and now he'll lose it to Kinley Scott. Bit of a back and forth here in the neutral zone. Scott going on the forecheck, but Ewing for the Knights will carry it all the way in. He steps into the slot, passes, score. Just 3 seconds remaining in this third period as Holman gets another goal for the Knights off of a backdoor pass from Ewing. 3.9 seconds remaining in the third period. We'll have one more neutral ice face-off. Logan Shivers will take it with Brendan Creed, and William Mackey gives Shivers the win off that face-off as time will expire. Final score here from the Menard. Knights 8, Hawks 1. Be right back with the post-game report and your final stats and 3 stars of the game as the Hawks took on the Knights here at the Menard on this fine November evening. Stay tuned for the post-game report for the Houston High Hockey Live radio broadcast.
Everybody's people watching, everybody's punch clocking, waiting for...
Welcome back to the Houston High Hockey Live radio broadcasts. Hawks took on the Colony Knights JV squad here at the Menard. Final score was Knights 8, Hawks 1. Final stats for the game. A lot of penalties tonight for both teams, as my stats guy is working on getting the totals to me right now. Big offensive show for the Knights, as it was rarely out of the Hawks' defensive zone. Hawks definitely had their moments on offense, but the Knights did a really good job of keeping it in on the blue line, not letting the Hawks clear that zone, not letting him get those line changes, and then capitalizing on all the opportunities they had from the slot. Pretty much any shot that Colony was firing tonight from that area right in front of the net was guaranteed to be a goal. Nothing much your goaltenders or your defense can do about that when you've got those odd man rushes going on. So finals for the game for the Hawks: 10 face-off wins for the Knights, 17 for the Hawks. 8 penalty minutes for the Knights, a total of 10. 3 stars of the game. Gonna give star number 3 tonight to Trace Merrigan off a absolutely beautiful goal for the Hawks. He fires an absolute blast up the backhand from the blue line and scores his first ever goal in a Hawks uniform. First ever career goal, actually, to give the Hawks the break of the goose egg on the scoreboard. Second star, I'm going to give it up to Alexander Fike for the Colony Knights. He had 2 goals tonight, was a big offensive presence out there. And first star of the game is going to go to Mitchell Diltz for Colony. Another 2 goals, a big offensive presence out there for the Knights. Our next game, and subsequently our next broadcast, will be next Thursday, November 16th, as we'll be coming to you live from Homer, as the Hawks have a 3-game road trip at the Homer tournament for their first varsity games of the season. Make sure you tune in for that. More details on the time will become available when we get them. Until then, that's going to do it all from us here over at the Menard. For myself, for Christian Hildebrand and T.I.M. Sassu doing stats for me and filming, it was a pleasure, and we'll see you next week. In Homer is the Houston High Hockey live radio broadcast. Thank you, and stay tuned.
Moonwalk to take 'em back, to dance them away.